This week's episode of Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers, providing premium stroller and crib rentals delivered straight to your Orlando area or Disney Resort free of charge. You choose the time of delivery and pickup and we do the rest. It couldn't be easier. Book your Kingdom Stroller rental today by visiting kingdomstrollers.com. And Mickey Monthly, the Disney fans' monthly subscription box. Visit them at mickeymonthly.com. If you can't visit the parks, have the parks sent to you. And by mousepros.com. Let these Disney travel specialists help plan your next Disney vacation. mousepros.com offers free concierge service to help guide you every step of the way in planning your perfect Disney vacation. Let them sweat the details so you can focus on the fun. Visit mousepros.com for a free no obligation quote. Ask for Tiki Bird Sean or any of our friendly agents. And now, on with the show.
Vahidi me Kyonimana, ladies and gentlemen, no flashbulbs, please. Our performers are temperamental and easily upset. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, look at all the people.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Wait, we forgot to wake up the Glee Club.
Hey, howdy, hey, and welcome to Enchanted Tiki Talk. We are your hosts. I'm Sean.
I'm Keith.
I'm Matt.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Alan.
So grab yourself a Dole Whip or a citrus roll, pull up a chair, and enjoy the show. This is episode 196 for the week of July 23rd, 2017. Hello and welcome back to Enchanted Tiki Talk podcast. This hopefully is your favorite Disney podcast. If it is not, then stop listening now, because Scott doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't want to know that you don't like him. He's having a hard time dealing with the hate that he gets on this show. But Scott, I love you. I really do.
You love to hate me.
Doesn't everybody?
I'll say, obviously it's not mutual there.
Yeah, apparently not. So guys, last week was the D23 Expo that we had a fantabulous time talking about, if I do remember correctly. And, have you guys had any other thoughts since we've talked about it at all?
I'm still kind of curious and anxious what they're going to do with Epcot. I mean, it's obviously... I'm past the point now where it's not going to be Epcot as we know it or how we've always known it. So I'm kind of anxious to see what they're going to do with everything.
Yeah, there's so many questions and details that we don't know that I don't know that there's a much that I can change.
Well, the one thing that I don't know if we spent a whole lot of time about it was the mini Uber-like system, and it launched for like $20 anywhere on property. I really don't know. I just don't see. I don't know if I'm really going to utilize it. Maybe once, but for me, $20 that's really is a lot compared to what it would cost with Uber.
Well, here's what I think is funny: is they started the concept art when this first got announced of these minivans, and they were like pink Honda Odysseys with mouse ears on them, and now we've got Chevy Traverses that are painted red with white circles on them.
Right, yeah, because they don't have to pay for the cars. Chevy just said, here you go, free advertising for us, take it.
It's not exactly economical to have these big old mouse ears as sales.
No. But $20, there's no way.
No, I think to me it's going to come down to how quick do you need to be somewhere, and is it last minute? If you're trying to make an ADR, you're running late, and it's kind of a last resort thing, then I can see, people going more that option. It's going to be really, I guess, seeing what they're going to do with the other services that provide the same thing, how they approach that, because yes, it's cutting into, something they're trying to establish. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle these other businesses and people using them versus the minivans.
Right. I mean, with just the name Disney on it and Disney running it, it's going to go a long way for people, especially people who've never possibly been there before.
Right.
They're going to be in that bubble, and they're going to want to stay probably within that bubble. And even for, some people that just love going to Disney, and they're going to probably want to just stick with that. But, for me to go from Epcot to Old Key West, we've talked about this through our text messages. I mean, $7-8 it would cost me with Uber. For me to do that and do $20, I don't know. That's a big jump there.
how much of a difference if you were, I don't know, you had, your family was down there and you had 8 or 9 people. What's the difference between, obviously I don't know if 8 or 9 would fit in Traverse, but say if you had to do was it Uber XL or whatever to fit everybody in there, what's the price difference there? I mean, does that start making it where it's a little
close? It's pretty, I believe it's pretty close. I think you're looking at like 15, 17, something like that.
But a Traverse, I think itself is only a 7-seater vehicle, so you're still looking, minus a driver, now you're at 6, you're still getting 2 vehicles, now you're already at $40.
Right. True.
I think what they're hoping to capture is the people that aren't Uber and Lyft users already and don't have that technology maybe readily available to them, and they say, well, why wait X minutes for an Uber when here's this minivan, jump in it and you're already done.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You've got people that aren't aware of Uber or don't even know what Uber is, or you get the people that's just, hey, Disney does this, we're just going to do this just because it's Disney and we're here. So,
well, I mean,
they'll tout it as it's private transportation to wherever you need to go.
Right. Which is really sad if you think about it, because if Disney's busing transportation did a better job, they wouldn't need this.
Right.
But I mean, how much of it is on the buses and not like
the schedule
restrictions they have on the infrastructure? I mean, there's only so many buses you can have going at one time if you don't have the infrastructure to to be able to keep everything flowing like it's supposed to, or
enough buses or enough people to drive the buses. I mean, that's a little bit harder too if you're employing. You need to be trained to drive a bus, whereas a car, you don't need to be trained to drive the car. You already, drive.
You don't need a special license.
Yeah, you don't need anything like that. So it's a lot easier having cars running around as opposed to buses.
Right.
I've always thought it'd be interesting, too, to see how they go about projecting how many buses they need and when they'll need them. I'm sure there's some type of computer that does all this stuff, but it always seems like there's never enough, at the busy times. They just get swamped. They're not prepared for it. And you would think that by now they would have it figured out better that, we need 5 buses here instead of 2. So
yeah, because that's one of the things I can never understand is how does 3 Magic Kingdom buses come to the resort at once, but you're waiting for Animal Kingdom for 30 minutes? I never understood that.
I thought that we were the only one that had that happen. We'd stand outside, and you'd have like 3 Magic Kingdom buses pull up with nobody in line. Yeah. You'd have an Epcot bus pull up that's half full, and then you watch all these go by, and an hour later your bus pulls up. You're like, well, finally, and then you don't get on that one. You have to wait again.
Yep, it's happened to me many times. All right, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Here are your 25 questions to answer before time is up. Don't fall out of that noble perch, it's Perch Talk.
So we're here live in front of Small World in the Magic Kingdom with a friend of the show, Justine. Justine, say hi.
Hi.
And we're here to do a Perch Talk. And we have 2 minutes on the clock to go through 25 questions as quick as we can. So we're going to start right now.
Favorite Disney World theme park?
Animal Kingdom.
Favorite land in Magic Kingdom?
Adventureland.
Favorite souvenir?
A Christmas ornament.
Favorite quick service?
Columbia Harbor House.
Favorite table service?
Sanaa.
Favorite on-site hotel?
Animal Kingdom.
Favorite show?
Wishes?
Favorite parade?
Oh, the Festival of Fantasy.
Favorite fireworks?
Wishes. I just cried over it. That's my last time I'm going to see it.
Favorite Epcot pavilion?
The land, obviously.
Favorite time of year to attend Walt Disney World?
Oh, Christmas.
Monorail or ferry boat?
Monorail.
Favorite thrill ride?
Everest.
Dole Whip or Citrus Swirl?
Neither.
Favorite Main Street shop? Wow, neither.
Favorite?
Main Street shop.
The confectionery.
Favorite princess?
Rapunzel.
Favorite prince?
Eric.
Favorite Disney song?
Oh, man.
Wishes!
The Tiki Room song.
Favorite non-Disney movie? Lucasfilm, Marvel, Disney brand?
Chris Hemsworth.
Favorite sweet treat?
Ice cream? The Mickey Bar ice cream.
Favorite street performer or band?
The Dapper Dance.
Least favorite attraction?
Stitch, and also the Great Movie Ride.
Wow. Favorite Disney bar or lounge?
Top of the world.
Favorite pool on property?
The Jumbo House pool has been very nice.
And last one, how do you tour World Showcase, Mexico or Canada?
Mexico.
All right, perfect. 148, we did it. All right. And Dan is here as well. Dan, say hi.
Hello.
The New Jersey contingent's in the house. Thanks for listening. So here on this week's episode of Enchanted Tiki Talk, we're going to start a new segment. At least we think we're going to start a new segment. It's kind of
depends on the feedback.
Plan.
Yeah, exactly. It's a last minute thing. Keith, like I didn't say anything earlier, but Keith is not here because he had to work a double at work because somebody was unable to wash the dishes and nobody was able to clean the floor. So Keith has turned into Cinderella for the evening, and he's got no ball to go to either. So he's working. So happy cleaning, my friend. Happy cleaning. So this segment, we are going to talk about... we're going to start off with the Magic Kingdom, and this is going to be something... We'll start with the Magic Kingdom, and we're going to start on Main Street, USA, and try to work our way around to each one of the 7 lands and more. And it'll be 5 things that we like to see or do on Main Street, USA. So it'll be our top 5, basically, not broken down to which is our favorite, just our top 5 as a whole. So let's see, Matt, let's see where you come in on one of your top 5s here.
Well, the first thing that I thought of was the welcome show, but I have never actually made it there to see the welcome show. So the next best thing for me is the actual, trolley show once the park gets open and everything. And I think they run it a couple times in the morning. We used to, the first thing we'd get in and go to the bakery and get a cinnamon roll and sit there and watch the show. Now we just kind of sit out front because they don't have cinnamon rolls there and watch the trolley show. So that was the first thing that I thought of.
That was on my list as well. That's we knew this was going to happen. We talked about this beforehand because literally this was a last minute segment that we just sat here trying to decide what we're going to do. But that is on my list. But I've also kind of, clang with the trolley. I kind of roll that into also all of the characters on Main Street as well, with all the interaction, the mayor and the fire marshal there. I kind of roll that all into one just because it's the whole experience of Main Street USA. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the welcome show, the trolley show is so much fun. They, hop off there and they start singing and dancing and people come to a stop, sit there and watch or stand there and watch. And like I said, there's no more cinnamon rolls. And as I used to do the same thing, was enjoy my cinnamon roll while watching the show. It's a shame that the cinnamon roll is gone, but at least the show is still there. So at least we have that.
Yeah. And the last time that we were there, we took my youngest son. He actually went to the barber shop to get his haircut. And the rest of my family, I think they had gone either to meet Mickey or Tinkerbell or one or the other. Well, as they were coming back, they got caught by the trolley show, and one of the singers actually walked them over to the barber shop, and she sat there for 15 minutes just talking to us like she was a normal person. She never broke character. She was just a one of the magic parts about Disney. She never just broke character and carried on a conversation with us, and then finally I guess she had to get backstage to get ready for the next show or whatever. She took off, but I thought it was really cool that she kind of escorted them over to the barbershop and then sit there and just kind of hung out and talked with us.
That's awesome. That's you don't get that at Six Flags.
Do they have a trolley show at Six Flags?
I don't know. I haven't been to a Six Flags in like 20 years. I don't know.
They probably have a barbershop, but you don't want to go in it.
Right, exactly.
Well, speaking of which, I'll jump into my first one, and the Harmony Barbershop is actually one of my favorite things on Main Street USA because it's something that, most everywhere else probably does not have. But the fact that, you can go and get a haircut there for cheaper than most anywhere, even outside the parks, but getting your child's first haircut there is even more special, so I had to put Harmony Barbershop on there.
Yeah, but didn't you have a bad experience with the first haircut?
No, it wasn't a bad experience. Cooper just cried.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we'll actually be going there probably this weekend to get Tucker's first haircut.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like we didn't have a great experience. The cast members that were in there when we did that weren't too friendly at all. It was kind of disappointing for us, so we didn't feel the magic. But I hear most people never have a problem there. Maybe it was because it was the end of the day and the people were fed up, but we didn't feel the magic to go back there, which is a shame because I want to have the magic and get some pixie dust in my hair, but I don't think it's going to happen.
You can always just stop by there and say, just put some pixie dust on me.
That's true.
They might just throw it in my face, though.
I mean, I would.
I mean, they would do it just because it's you, but...
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
The next thing I had is kind of similar to what we were talking about with, first walking in the park. I always love going in with my boys and just seeing, how they react to everything, and just the look on their faces when they see, the castle. They remember everything from the trip before, but it seems like whenever you come under the train station, they're seeing everything again for the first time. So that it's always a, enjoyment of mine just to see the way they react to walking through and seeing the characters out and, the castle down Main Street and everything. So that's one of the big things I look forward to.
Yeah, I had that on my list kind of a different way, but just when you go through, well, it's not security anymore, but when you go through the turnstile and just seeing the train station as the, welcome to Magic Kingdom, and then entering the show and seeing all the attraction posters and then making your way onto Main Street itself, just that entrance itself is so cool. Yeah,
see, for me there's nothing better than walking to Main Street USA for the first time in your trip. There literally is nothing better than that when you're seeing Main Street for the first time. Other people are going to say it's going to be Epcot or Animal Kingdom, but Main Street, it's just so magical stepping into this fantasy world that's been created for everyone to enjoy. But going a step a little bit further for me is going up on to the train station up there and viewing Main Street and sitting there and standing there looking at the castle, looking at Main Street and people watching from up there, enjoying the whole experience of Main Street. I love that. I could just sit there for hours and take that in. It's like, it's not a secret spot or anything like that. It's just, to me, that's like a magical spot of Main Street that I just enjoy. My kids enjoy running around there. I remember my son walking around there when he first started to walk. He was loving that, and falling down a little bit. It was so much fun, and taking pictures from up there, and just watching the crowds go by, watching the characters line up in the morning and people getting their pictures with Pluto and some of the other characters there, or the afternoon parade, watching the afternoon parade from up there if you can get a spot. So that for Main Street for me is just like, that is like a huge wow moment. I mean, you walk into Main Street for the first time, it's incredible, but when you're up there watching everything, you're just like, man, this is just, it's like peaceful, because sometimes there's nobody up there or very few people, and you can have it to yourself. You can just have that spot. You can just be like, for a second here, let me be by myself and just watch the people below me, and I just love that.
Is there any better people watching spot in any of Disney than that? Like you said, watching people come in, and then at night watching all the adults have meltdowns as they leave.
Yeah,
I've always said that I've wanted to, catch a parade up there, and I've never. You just have to devote so much of your time to getting there early to stake out a spot, and I've just never been able to pull it off. So,
yeah, for nighttime. Okay,
you don't have to worry about it now.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it now, but I mean, that's something I always wanted to see from up there, was the nighttime parade. But I brought this up in the past, was like, isn't Main Street USA like the perfect spot for like a restaurant though? I mean, don't you know how popular that would be if you can do something like that, even if it was like limited? God, I would love that. Mean, a dessert party from up there.
Well, the dessert party would be awesome.
Yeah,
but you would either, because obviously the train tracks and everything are not going anywhere, and that's so you're gonna be kind of limited as far as your space. But you do have, so much that you could expand on, or something to, add something where you could use, like you said, a dessert party, or special event or something. I think that would be awesome to do there.
All right, so next one I've got is going to be everyone's favorite barbershop quartet, the Dapper Dans.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
See, I always think of the frog from the old Warner Brothers cartoons when I hear that song.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I do too.
Kane in the top hat.
Yeah, it's on my list. I didn't exactly put the Dapper Dans. I just put the music. You know, Dapper Dans, the actual background music, just everything that goes on in Main Street. It's one of my favorite areas with the music and everything. They just kind of play, a nice eclectic collection of everything that you hear kind of throughout the park and all that.
Yeah, the Dapper Dans are incredible. They're so much fun to enjoy. I always feel bad like when they're performing and sometimes there might be only like 4 or 5 people there watching. It always bothers me for some reason because I feel like they should be on like top of the train station just like performing up there, to a much larger audience, because some people just walk by and they just don't realize what's going on. So the Dapper Dans are fun. They interact with people, they'll sing to people, they'll help you get engaged if you need to. I've seen that happen a few times. So the Dapper Dans definitely deserve to be in there.
Yeah, the interaction alone with them, they love to do happy birthday. They love to interact and sing to the guests specifically. Obviously, they've got their set and their songs that they already planned out. But they'll walk around and just talk with people, even if they're not singing. But, how they're plugged into that area of Main Street they're on, it's always fun to hear them as you're walking past. And even when there's a large crowd and you don't really know what's going on, you hear them, but you don't see them, and then to go over and to actually enjoy them.
And then when they turn it to the Cadaver Dance for the Halloween party, that's even better.
Which is the best.
Yes. So you get 2 different types of Dans there performing.
The 2 Dans.
Lieutenant Dan.
Found a way to bring them in.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I don't know whose turn it is. I don't know if it's mine or whatnot. I have 2. What is everybody at?
I think I've got 2 left.
I've got 2 left.
All right, so I should go. I have another one.
Yeah.
The next one for me would be having a hot dog at Casey's. I love it's one of those things where I prefer to have it more at the end of the day. It just seems to taste better, and you're always hungry. You're hungry at midnight, and you're like, I got to get that snack and enjoy a nice hot dog. But when you want to enjoy it other times of the day, one of the best times to enjoy it is when there's a parade going on too. And it's not necessarily the best hot dog in the world, but it's like, I don't know, it just brings back so many memories over the years of stopping there just for a quick bite and enjoying the hot dog and throwing some mustard on there, maybe getting some fries. And I just enjoyed the experience. For a time there, you feel like you're at a baseball game inside, the Magic Kingdom. And I'm pretty sure that if Keith was on the show tonight, he would say Casey's is in the top 5 as well. So there's Casey's.
It's been a long time since I've actually stopped to Casey's to eat, just because I have a hard time paying that kind of money for a hot dog. So
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I did see where they're running a special. Is it Saturday, I think, is National Hot Dog Day or something. So there's some special that you get 3 hot dogs. I have no idea what the price is for it, but
probably $46.
I always like cutting through Casey's, just to kind of cut the corner off, and you get to watch, the cartoon and all that kind of stuff. But just cutting through that corner, it's just kind of one of those things I do, but I very rarely stop there unless it's to get like a drink or something.
And I've honestly never eaten in there, so can't add much to that one.
Because you're just an oddball.
Because they have mustard in there.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're afraid of mustard. Like, did the mustard bottle attack you in your sleep when you were younger?
Probably.
Like, does McDonald's have a character of mustard? Like, you got the Hamburglar, Ronald McDonald, and you have Mustardo. Mustardo. He's kind of
the mustache on him.
Oui, Scott, I am going to spray my mustard all over you. No.
How did Mustardo end up being French?
I don't know. Sounds like a French name. Mustardo.
That'd be more Italian.
Yeah, I was thinking Spanish, but
he's maybe France. Maybe he was born on the border of France and Italy or something. I don't know.
All right, so moving along. Kind of similar to Casey. I just enjoy the smells up and down Main Street. I mean, you get the
Smellitzers?
popcorn. Well, all of it. I mean, you get the popcorn.
Starbucks.
No, I can't stand the smell of coffee. So, popcorn. You get the bakery, or not the bakery, the confectionery. You get the smells coming out of Casey's. It's not always great, especially if there's a lot of sauerkraut that day.
Yeah.
But just the smells
Ice
in
cream
general.
parlor.
Does the ice cream parlor have a smell?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Waffle.
That's right. Yeah, waffles. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. So include that one in there. But yeah, just the smells on Main Street is I would pay money just to walk down Main Street and smell stuff.
Especially everyone after a hot, sweaty day.
Matt,
That's the best.
I'm just going to let you in on something, is that you are paying just to walk down Main Street and smell something. And it's $127 a day.
I'm going to go ride stuff.
You think you are. Just don't go Christmas Day.
Trust me, that won't happen.
Yeah, that's definitely a fun thing to do, is walk down Main Street. I mean, that's one of those things that always draws me into Casey's at the end of the day. You're smelling that hot dog, sauerkraut, and even though I don't like sauerkraut, you're smelling it and you're just like, I'm hungry. But then once I'm done with the hot dog, I smell the ice cream, the waffles over there, like, now I need
hungry.
ice cream. Yeah, now I need ice cream to wash it down. But then you see the line, you're like, nope, not happening. And then you work your way down to the confectionery, and then you can smell, the sweet aromas of cotton candy and apples and everything else. And the confectionery is on my list for one of those reasons with the smells, is you walking in there and the smell just draws you in, and you feel the need that you must go in there and buy something, which always happens anytime I'm in the confectionery. So, that's just one of those things that brings the charm to Main Street. I like the confectionery that it used to be way back when, maybe 10 years ago. I know they used to have the shelves the things overhead. I think a train went by overhead. I can't remember. Yeah, a train went around. I missed that part of it because that just added something else to the confectionery. And they kind of genericized the confectionery over the years, but I still love walking in there.
I love going in there and watching them when they're making stuff, and just kind of slobbering all over the glass and all that. So
You glass liquor.
So I can't help it sometimes.
All right, so the next one I've got is going to be something that happens every day at 5 o'clock right there at Main Street outside the train station, but it's the flag retreat. I thought
you were going to say the 5 o'clock parade.
No, I know Keith and I, enjoy this one a lot. I know you guys have mentioned as well, but it's something that if you're in the area, I highly recommend it. It's kind of a little hidden gem, but just to see, a service person getting recognized and just the whole ceremony itself. You've got Main Street Band, you've got Dapper Dan's, just everyone that's there, and that whole ceremony itself is really cool to watch.
I've never actually timed it where I can see it, but it's one of those things I would love to be there at the right time to see, and I'm sure it's just chill bump inducing just to see it, so I would love to catch it one time.
I always seem to catch it at the end of the ceremony or before it starts when they're just there. I've actually never sat there throughout the whole process, but I've watched several videos online on it. People have posted it for different reasons, and it always gets you, and you're always just, you definitely appreciate what people have done for our country when you get to see that ceremony or hear it even from the distance. So everybody out there who has served us, thank you for that. We appreciate it. Our listeners, family members of our listeners, we appreciate that. We truly do.
It's because of them that we have Disney to enjoy. Yep,
that's true.
I just had the picture in my mind now because Sean said he always walks up at the end, him walking up and the crowd dispersing. He's like, hey, where's everybody going? What did I do?
That does happen.
All right, what's the next one you list, Sean?
I think I'm on my last one since I brought up the confectionery with that. So one of my all-time favorite things to do is looking at all the windows on Main Street, USA.
Nice.
Yes.
That's just one of those things, trying to find, your favorite Imagineer or looking for Walt's window or, whether it's above you or literally, on eye level or on one of the side streets there. It's just so much fun looking through there, and I always try, every time I'm down there, I try to focus on a new window each time, because I don't always have the time to go down and examine every single one, but I'll always, on every trip, I'll always look at one and take that in. And I know Jeff Heimbach had a book for the windows of Walt Disney World, and I have the book, and I think it's great. It really goes into in-depth on the meaning of why the people have those windows. It could be somebody who, was an artist that did work on Main Street or anything in one of the Disney parks. So it's just fascinating to see that, and the idea of, these people put their life's work and their life's, work history into working the parks, and they're getting something in there that's going to be remembered by everybody because it's up there in the window. It's just fascinating that it's on there. So, little kids out there, you have the opportunity to have a window on Main Street. You might come up with the next great idea and become one of the great Disney Imagineers of all time, and you'll have a window up there. I'm sure Joe Rody will have one up there in the not too distant future. So it's fun to look at that and see why it's there. It could be an artist or music. It could be music lessons and for that Imagineer that created music for the parks.
And it's cool to see how the puns they work off of how they do it. I think the music lessons is the Sherman Brothers. I actually am very privileged that 2 of my college professors each have a window on Main Street. So to see those, it's always cool to walk past and see their window.
Wow. When I went to college, I had 3 professors that had windows on Main Street.
Main Street, New Jersey.
I'm waiting to see the window that Scott gets for the most visits to Disney Springs in a lifetime.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's already there. Up above Uniqlo.
Well, similar to the windows you're talking about, I always love watching, and I know it's got a specific name, but I can't think of it right now, but the windows for the Emporium, where you have the different
during
scenes.
The holidays they change it out
right. You've got the different scenes from like whatever movie they're trying to promote at that point in time. But I can remember as a kid, walking through there and seeing scenes for Sword in the Stone and the Black Cauldron and all that kind of stuff. But I always love just standing there for just a minute, just kind of taking in those scenes and everything as you're moving down Main Street.
You know how many people don't stop and look at that though? That's the amazing thing. A lot. It's just there for some people.
There's an article, I don't know if it was like the New York Times or Wall Street Journal, something that put out this past holiday, that they said between Disney Springs and Magic Kingdom, their window displays are up there as some of the top window displays in the world, to compare with Chicago's Magnificent Mile and like Fifth Avenue of New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm never really impressed with the ones in New York, except for like Macy's. A lot of the ones on Fifth Avenue, they're just stuff I'm never going to afford, and they're just not my style.
Right. But I think it's exactly what Matt's saying, the interaction and the movement within them, and just how they theme them so well.
Exactly.
Exactamundo.
Mustardo.
Mustardo. Mustardo needs a theme song though.
I'm sure you'll come up with one.
I need to think of something.
So the last one I've got on my list is ending the day around the hub with Walt and Mickey and Hubgrass and watching the fireworks.
Sorry, Scott. I came up with one.
Now you need lyrics to go along with it.
Here comes Mr.
Thanks for ruining my last one.
I was going to say, I misheard you. I think you said something about smoking grass on the hub or something like that.
Too busy coming up with words for that song, Sean.
Somebody out there write us a song.
I'm sure we've got some musicians out there.
I'm sure. I know we have artists. We need musicians. Somebody out there who's creative is like, they're going to create the Mustardo character. Mustardo.
I'm sure Elise will come up with something on that one.
I know. She's like, that would be fun.
Mustard all over me.
Oh my God! Yes, it's got to happen. He'll cry.
Nightmares are made of. It's nightmare fuel, children.
But it's got to be little Sky. It's got to be little Sky. It's like a 4-year-old
standing in my crib.
Yeah, there's Mustardo in the background staring at him. It's like, you know, have those horror movies, Paranormal Activity or something like that. This is like Mustardo, the Great Activity. I don't know, whatever, but staring at you while you sleep. God, I am staring at you while you sleep. That's Dracula.
I'll say he went from French to now he's Dracula.
I've come to spray on you. Okay, Sky, come on. Let's get this back on track.
What happened?
Sean's lost it.
I never had it, my friend.
Oh, that's true.
I'll admit that.
It is true.
All right, Scott, do you want to restate your last one since Sean was too busy making music over there?
Wait, do you remember the cartoon The Littles? Here come the Littles. I think they're like these little people that lived, I don't know, in like a shoe or something like that. I don't know.
No, I don't remember that.
Forget. All right, let's move on.
It just proves your point. Okay, so again, my final one was enjoying the hub and being around Walt and Mickey at the statue and where the new hub grass is, and just sitting there and watching the castle, especially at night for the fireworks, and kind of enjoying that whole area.
Do you have a favorite side of the hub to be on for that?
As you're facing the castle to the left, where we watched it when you were here.
Right. Yes, that was fun.
Especially the frozen part.
I meant more of trying to find you as the lights were dim in the middle of 10,000 people.
Yeah, I watched Wishes with Scott too on the left-hand side. That is his favorite spot. Yeah, that is definitely a great part of Main Street. That's just is that the end or is that the beginning of Main Street? That's something to ponder.
I guess it depends on what direction you're heading.
Uphill or downhill?
That's true.
Both ways, in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Barefooted.
So that rounded out my top 5. I mean, the other honorable mention for me, did you finish yours, Matt?
Yes.
Okay. So an honorable mention for me, which really isn't an honorable mention because can't really mention it, would be watching Main Street USA or Spectro for Main Street, but they're no longer there. There's no nighttime parade, so
yeah, I had thought about putting that on my list too, but I was like, can I really put it on my list since it's not really there?
Right.
So
that would have been in my top 5.
I put as mine fireworks and parades because you still have at least your afternoon parade.
But I don't like watching the fireworks from Main Street.
Well, no, but down in the hub is still what we're considering Main Street, so
true.
That's.
And I mean, and how often do you watch? I don't know if I've ever seen an afternoon parade. I mean, I've watched pieces of it as I'm, going past it to the next attraction or whatever. But I don't know if I've ever stopped and watched an afternoon parade.
We have not seen the new one yet, just because it's not often that we're in the park at 3:00. We're usually in the pool,
Yeah.
So, or we do, like you said, we're catch the end of it, or just the beginning of it. We're walking out at 3:00. So I have yet to sit there and watch the whole thing.
I think it took me probably 2 years to see it in whole, just because of it's the heat of the day, and like you said, it's when you're going back to the pool, or you just don't want to be there with the crowds.
Right. Yep.
Or you're too busy passing out on the bus.
Right.
That too. Thoughts of Mustardo.
Mustardo.
No, don't start that.
Why don't you end it now, Matt?
On that note.
So that's going to do it for this week. We'd love to hear from you guys. If y'all have anything you want to contribute as far as your favorite parts of Main Street, reach out to us, let us know. First, let us thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Kingdom Strollers provides premium stroller and crib rentals delivered straight to your Disney resort. For more information, please visit kingdomstrollers.com. Check out Mickey Monthly to have magic from the parks delivered straight to your door. Visit mickeymonthly.com for more information. Also, head over to myfantasybands.com where you can get customized Magic Band covers for your next Walt Disney World vacation. You can use the code Enchanted Tiki Talk 20 to save 20% off your custom order at myfantasybands.com. Be sure to let us know what you thought about the show. Head over to enchantedtikitalk.com or facebook.com/enchantedtikitalk to leave a comment about the show. You may email us at podcast@enchantedtikitalk.com and leave a message on the Tiki Talk hotline, which is 256-4MY-TIKI. That's 256-469-8454. Check out the store at redbubble.com or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Tiki Talk Podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes.
And I am Mustardo. No, Mustardo, go away. I am, you can find me on Twitter at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, mouseworldvacations.com, and mousepost.com. And you can find that other guy, and thank you.
You can find me hiding from Mustardo on Twitter at Scotty Campbell or on Instagram at ScottyBoy.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at mholly579. And with all that being said, Alan, it's all you, buddy.
Thanks for listening this week for Sean and Keith and Matt. I'm Alan, and this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
See, now the thing like with Alan would be like, he'd be like, oh God, why does he now I have this Mustardo character that's going to pop up every now and then. He's like you have the Tiki Ooze that he hated.
Tiki Nuts.
Yeah, Tiki Nuts, Tiki Ooze, and he'd be like, now I got to deal with Mustardo, and then you're gonna have hashtag Mustardo or something like that. Mustardo the Great, or Mustardo the Scary. Mustardo the Scary is probably better.
And I always love randomly starting the beer's not a snack.
Beer is not a snack. Yeah, he hated that one, and it was funny because we way back when that the beer is not a snack thing was, I was like messaging, Boston beer, Samuel Adams Boston Lager. I tweeted out to them. I said, "Is beer a snack?" And Alan's like, "Oh no!" And they said, "It can be a snack. If it wants to be a snack, it can be a snack." And we just wouldn't let it die. It was just one of those funny things that we could always do,
right?
But Mustardo and Wishes. I mean, look at Wishes, man. It took him so long to break down to do Wishes.
I know.
Now, Mustardo needs a song. Definitely needs a song.
Well, we first have to figure out his origin. Is he
Is he French? Dracula? Is he French? Is he Italian? Is he Spanish?
Well, the originally that you're afraid of is the yellow mustard, which is considered French mustard, right? I believe. And French mustard could be very scary at times. So what happened to Mustardo was that he was created in a lab, and in order for him to survive, he must suck on other mustards. So he started off as
this bottle of mustard sucking off other bottles.
He started off as yellow mustard, right? And then
he turned into Dijon.
Yeah, he went to Dijon, and so he's got a little bit of yellow mustard left, and they went to
tanned a little bit.
Yeah, he started changing colors, and then he discovered Golden's mustard, and it became a little more spicy as well. And then he found the mustard that's like mayo. Is that Duke's? Whatever. No, Duke's
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Duke's just mayonnaise.
Did you say douche?
Douche mayonnaise. No, I did not say that.
Kind of cream.
There's like a mustard that's like a mayo or something like that. So he really got confused at that time, Mustardo. So it's all these different dialects that come into play with Mustardo. It's just very confusing for the poor guy.
And then he ended back with French's and Heinz.
Yeah, and I mean he got into a fight with the ketchup bottle too, and the ketchup bottle wanted have to be sucked on, but Mustardo had nothing to do with that.
And then Relish joined as a threesome.
Oh, Scott.
Wow.
This is some sick comic series.
You guys in the imagination.
I figment.
Can we get Sean a job?
Yeah, I definitely need a job.
The things that he sits at home and ponders right now.
I just sit there, Mustardo.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Log on to mousepros.com to plan your perfect Disney vacation. And Mickey Monthly, where you can get the park sent directly to you. And by Kingdom Strollers. Visit kingdomstrollers.com on your next visit to Orlando, or call 407-271-5301 for premium stroller and crib rentals. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.